All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of State of the Real Estate Market. Trusting that everyone is having a fabulous Friday. We do this live once a month. This is the Real Estate Market Update, hosted by yours truly, Chris Brown, and your real estate professional, marketing entrepreneur, bringing you the details, bringing you the news, keeping you informed. And that's what it's all about, guys. So I appreciate everyone chiming in. I'm going to make sure that we got folks in. I know we are on a couple of different platforms. Today we are social media wise, we're all over the place. So I appreciate everybody tuning in and taking that opportunity to just to listen in. Appreciate it. Truly do appreciate that. So it looks like YouTube is up and running. Looks like we got some folks from LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn got to chiming in as well. Uh, Even we got a Twitch account. We got that operating as well. So uh, this reaches a lot of people. You know, always looking to improve, always looking to reach more and more folks. So I appreciate you guys just liking, sharing, and just telling other people about it. Definitely appreciate the questions that come in as well. So keep those coming. So everybody, as we are getting into what is going on in the real estate market, this is the month of August 2025. So we're getting close to the end of the third quarter, getting ready to start wrapping things up. Still have a little bit more time, as in what's going to happen. For so about a month and a half to go. So lots of things have happened, still a lot of uncertainty. I wish I had the crystal ball to tell you guys what exactly is happening in the real estate market, but we all know there's a lot of uncertainty that's going on right now. But we're going to dive into uh, some of the some of the activities that we're continuously seeing. Let me make sure we can get you guys to chime in. Yeah, there you go, there you go. We like it, we like it. All right, so this is August. We're doing market update. It is the 15th. This is live. We do this once a month, as I stated before. If you guys follow me on social media, feel free to chime in at ChrisBrownREPro. That information is there. Um, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's going to be a big push moving forward, getting a lot more content. If you're not getting it here, you're going to get other content. This is a platform that we not only talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate, but we also talk about hot topics regarding entrepreneurship, also topics about building generational wealth. So be sure to chime in, plug into the YouTube channel because a lot of that content will be placed there so that you guys can stay up to date and get the notifications. So be sure to do that. So it is August. We always want to see what kind of takeaways we're going to take from the current market, and that's exactly what's going on. So some of this feels like a repeat, but things haven't really changed a whole lot. You know, since the beginning of the summer, there was some big expectations uh, that we're going into the selling season and that things want to really turn around. Truth be told, that did not happen exactly like that. So we had a bit of a slow season. We're still in that season. So, like I said, traditionally in March, beginning of April, we really start seeing a spike in the number of sales, number of properties that are placed on the market. Now, we did see an increase in properties being placed onto the market. That is very true. But sellers right now are in a position where they started at the beginning of the selling season. They're still working and maybe getting showings. They may not be getting a lot of showings. What's being done in today's market to help them get their property sold? You know, interest rates are, it's a big push on interest rates. You know, it's going to really impact what we have going on, as in, you know, what to expect. So I always tell everyone, be sure to just pay attention to those. Um, Always stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's just one of those sayings that we always like to say. And then the other saying that we've been pushing all summer long is that marry the house and date the rate. With dating the rate, the interest rate that is, you know, you can always finance at a later date. You can find the property that you're looking for and then refinance at a later date because inventory is starting to pick up. If you're a buyer, you have a little bit more negotiation room right now. And that is proven to be very true. Moving forward, if you are a buyer in the market, sellers are providing different incentives. You know, sellers that I'm dealing with, I'm telling them that they may have to be aware of some of the incentives. It's not so much that they may have to drop the price dramatically, but they may have to consider, some type of incentive, especially if they're in a position where they are competing with new construction. That is always a challenge if you're competing with new construction, because typically new construction has incentives. And especially in today's market, those incentives are very good right now. So it's depending on what area you want to be in and who your competition is. Always being mindful of that because it's changing each month, if not each week, with the market as we're moving forward. So, and as I mentioned, the impact of the interest rates is a continuous domino effect. We've seen how the interest rates have dipped a little bit, and the buyers have started coming back into the market, or they started applying for loan applications. So continue to push forward, understand what your position is in today's market. Now, with the interest rates dropping from, say, the beginning of the summer to where they are right now, that makes a big difference. That may make anywhere between ten to $20,000 home value, and then payment wise per month, maybe $100. With that being said, so keep that in mind. Anywhere between $50 to $100 difference in that payment each month. Even though mentally we can say, yeah, I can afford an additional $50 or $100, but when you're going through the mortgage process and you're looking at those rates and they're trying to look at your debt to income, all that plays into effect. So these interest rates really have a big impact on that. Are there deals available in today's market? Yes. So if you are, and it's opportunities for buyers, seeing as I stated, we look at more where the buyers have a little bit of control in negotiating right now, truth be told. Sellers are doing more incentives. If sellers doing more incentives, and that's, your resales, that's your new construction, that's even impacting your investment properties as well. So a lot of people are asking me, are there opportunities out there? Yes, opportunities are out there, and they may look a little bit different. And what I mean by that, some of the investment opportunities that I'm seeing may be a little bit different from traditional, what a lot of people are very familiar with. Investment opportunities as maybe a single family home that they may rehab, remodel. You're getting a lot more into multi-unit. So a lot more multi-unit opportunities that are out there where people are looking to sell those type of properties. Also being mindful, when you're dealing with multi-units, it's about the amount of income that you're bringing in. It's not so much how much you're paying for it, and then what else you can get out of it. So it's making sure that you're able to cover your debt, DSCR loans. Those are a big deal right now if you are in that investment space, DSCR loans, and understanding how that process works. Be sure to tune in to the YouTube. I know I'll be doing um, an update on DSCR. We may even have a special guest as well. So be sure to tune in to the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe. That way you'll get that information when it does come out. And then the opportunities may look a little bit different. Where you have commercial buildings that are allowing individuals to come in as an individual to come in and buy units for certain multi-units. And these units may be used for vacation rentals. They may be used for your typical, hotel stay. A lot of hotels are doing the mixed use model where they may have certain floors where it is short-term rentals, whereas the other floors may be your traditional hotel stay. So keep that in mind. Those opportunities are out there. Be sure to like, subscribe to YouTube channel because I will be sharing such project that you may be interested in. And it doesn't take a whole lot to control an asset of that magnitude. So keep that in mind. So are we buying and holding, buying and what are we doing these days? Buying, holding, buying, selling. One of the things I'm telling a few investors that I'm working with, if you are really just getting into the investment space just to flip a property, there's a lot of detail that's behind it that you need to be aware of in today's market. Whereas previous markets a few years back when we were in that pandemic, you can buy property, throw some paint on it, and someone was going to buy it just because so many people were buying properties at that time. Now, that process is a bit different because you're going to end up possibly holding on to that property a lot longer. And then what buyers are looking for in today's market, as I mentioned before, they're typically looking for incentives. So that margin that you may have had to try to flip a property, that margin may be eaten up significantly just to be able to get the property sold. So I'm really pushing the fact that people should have, kind of direct their focus on buying and holding, at least for a period of time. The market right now is very uncertain. So if you're holding on to it for a year, 2 years, especially if you hold on to it for over 2 years, you can avoid some of that, the taxes that are involved, but there's always ways to avoid taxes. But just to keep that in the gains tax, that is. So keep that in mind when you are moving forward and trying to invest in today's market. So what are the other things that did come up, and a lot of people are asking me, and I truthfully understand, what opportunities do I see in the near future? So in the near future, there's going to be all kinds of opportunities. And the reason I say this is because, and you have to be mindful, especially like people are asking about condos, communities with HOAs. At the end of the day, HOA communities, those fees, you're going to always have those fees. Those fees in some communities are much higher. Right now in the state of Florida, some of the things that investors have to be mindful of if they're investing in condos, you probably may find some great prices right now, but anticipate and be mindful of what the fees are for that particular community, because that's what typically does increase, and that can eat at the margin that you may have. So be mindful of it. It's not that it's not a good investment, but you do need to be mindful of it and make sure that your numbers include increases in those fees. So always keep that in mind. So that's one area of opportunity. New construction right now is an opportunity. Multi-units. If you're building new construction multi-units, that's an opportunity because one, if you're holding on to it, people need to rent a space right now. Especially in my market, people are really looking for spaces to rent. If it's a house that they can rent or feeling that it gives them that sense of privacy, that's a big deal. If it's a situation where investors are buying these multi-units, I'm dealing with contractors that are building multi-units, whether they be duplexes or triplexes. And once they get them built, they're looking to one, occupy them and then sell them to investors. They feel that their end buyer is going to be an investor, which is a great opportunity. But even as a particular homeowner, you know, duplexes and triplexes they look a little different these days. It's not necessarily that all of those units are connected. It could be a house with a mother-in-law suite in the back, which are called ADUs. That could be in the back area that you'll be able to lease out as well. So maybe the front house may be for the family, and then in the rear, you may be leasing out to an individual or two individuals. So that is an opportunity as well. If you are a single individual, you may rent the front house out, give the bigger space to the family where you'll get more income in, and you may live in the rear, the small unit. So these are some opportunities that are making people think outside the box. It's not that these are new types of investments, but these are becoming a bit more popular. They've been around. These type of investments have been around for a period of time. Depending on your market, some of these markets are allowing the ADUs to be placed on properties now, whereas guidelines and regulations within city limits did not allow that. And then just moving forward. So these are opportunities that people are starting to take advantage of, and being able to, if they are buying properties to invest in, they are buying the property and then leveraging the amount of land, the lot size. So if the lot size has enough to place an ADU on it, then they'll be able to do so. Now, is this true for communities with HOAs and CDDs? Typically in those communities, it's not allowed typically. So there may be some random community, but typically it's not allowed. So it's always verifying if it is allowed within those city limits. Always checking in with the city, checking out permits, because if you're building a new structure on the property, you got to get permits and make it official, yada, yada, yada. So, keeping that in mind, what's going on in the market? The overcap of the market right now, as I stated before, if you're in the market and you're selling a home, be mindful of what incentives you may be offering with your property. Be realistic with if you're still thinking that this is the pandemic time as a seller, you got to be realistic on the price point. You may have to come down on the price. And if you are a buyer that thinks that we are in the crash from 08, 09, where you come in and buy a bunch of properties up cheap, we're not in that type of a market either. So keep that in mind moving forward. Opportunities are there, understanding what you're looking for, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Interest rates, marry the house, date the rate. You can always refinance at another period, at another point down the road if you find the property that you're looking for, especially in today's market, because it's probably going to be the most negotiations that you're going to be able to make during this time right now on the property. If you're looking for incentives from the sellers will be a bit more flexible now. Versus if the market starts shifting and it starts going towards trending towards more of a seller's market, sellers are going to be less enabled to actually negotiate, because people are going to come off the fence. They're going to be giving list price, asking price, if not giving a little bit more. So always keep that in mind in today's market. There's so many different changes, a lot of uncertainty. We still have a good amount of time. We still have the fourth quarter plus a month and a half of this quarter to go. So third and fourth quarter, we still have a lot of opportunity. Traditionally, things typically slow down as you get towards the end of the year. When I say traditionally, because things have not been traditional for the past few years. Like, we anticipated a lot of things to happen with the summer, and the interest rates may be coming down a bit so that people can get into the market. That didn't quite happen. We had a little bit of change as of recently. This is just recently. Had a little bit of decrease, but moving forward, that is something that we may need to just be mindful of. So, marry the house, date the rate, continue to move forward. Sellers, I know you're getting fed up, you're getting a little frustrated, but just be mindful. If you can come down on the price point a little bit more, then go ahead and come down. Let's see what buyers are thinking. Let's see what's going to happen. That's what's going to attract them naturally. Even the big developers are reducing prices as well to attract more buyers, and that's in your new construction. So keep that in mind. That it's not just you. There's others, individuals that are also in the same market that are reducing their prices. So really consider that if you are able to do so. If not, um, you may have to consider just waiting it out, see how things turn out. So, but be mindful. If you guys have questions, as usual, you guys can feel free to chime in, text me a lot, or excuse me, direct message me. I get a lot of people sending direct messages, especially about some of the new projects that are coming up, investment projects, as well as new construction for the multi-units. So keep that in mind. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to give you a little bit more insight, let you know what I'm doing and what some of my other mentees are doing as well. But I didn't want to hold you guys too long today, but I know it's important that we get this out and be consistent with the market update. We do it, like I said, once per month with this market update. With the market update, let me get this here. So with the market update, you guys are able to tune in and get your path. So be sure to like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Um, Big thanks. You guys can find me on social media as well. If you're finding me on social media, feel free to just see what else is available for you guys. I'd love for you guys to just get that information and go from there. So take care. Appreciate you chiming in. Once again, Chris Brown, your real estate professional. Oh, as always, real estate with Chris Brown. Take care.